Hello everyone and welcome to M7W. This is our weekly training ride on the M7 bike track on a Wednesday evening, or M7W for short. It is a 42-kilometre out and back course starting from Elizabeth Drive Bridge, and we turn around at Quakers Hill Bridge. This little leg opener is Eddie's Hill, and we normally hit this quite hard, and depending on how fast we take this first opening segment, it really sets up the mood for the rest of the evening, which can range anywhere from 33 to 37 kilometers an hour. We started doing these rides 2 years ago, riding two abreast, as Arne comes past me for his turn. But we figured out that there's really no safe way of getting around this course at that speed, riding 2x2, so now it's all single file and regardless of the numbers. And this is a summary page of that very first ride in December 2017 at a pace of 34.5 kilometers an hour, which is considered a moderate pace compared to what the group goes at now, and that depends on who turns up. And these were the original participants. And you can see here within the first 5 minutes there's a gap that's already opened up on this segment, which is Equestrian TT, and the guy who's leading it is Manuel, and he has KOM on this segment, and you can see why. It is a brutal turn of speed, but does really well to close that gap quickly. Originally we would keep the group together from start to finish as Will completes his turn, but these days it has developed into a drop or a chop ride, and basically a 42-kilometer smash fest. This is Station Street in Mount Druitt on the left, and we are approaching the ramp onto the bridge over Woodstock Avenue, and this is a particularly dangerous passage as we pass Tech, who's just completed his turn. Not only are there bollards, but there is also foot traffic to contend with, like these two. And a little short sprint out of the corner, and the lead rider eases up so we can catch on, and as he does so it allows this random rider to hop on. A few weeks ago this fella noticed that we were leaving, and he said he tried to hang on to our group, but he lasted about 20 seconds. Looking down at the speed, and it has increased considerably as Manuel puts in another strong turn. I'm about fifth wheel and I am pulling about 300 to 400 watts just to stay on. Now the thing is, this guy is allowed out during the week once a week, and by the time he gets here he is a caged animal. But to be fair, us boys are living in fear most of the time with our wives, so this ride provides a good opportunity to let that friendly aggression out. And that's Mel, and she's given me a very convincing elbow flick to begin this last climb, the Quakers Hill climb, towards the end. And I decide to hit this hard today because I look down and I've noticed we're about to average 40 kilometers per hour for the first 21 kilometers. A quick sharp left turn and we begin the final pinch home. This segment is 380 meters long and climbs for an average of 4% gradient. And that's Ho on my wheel, and he's doing extremely well considering he only rides once or twice a week. And this is the turnaround point at 21 kilometers out, a quick sharp left turn onto the bridge. A quick pit stop, a chance to gel up and take a drink, and to reflect on the first half, which basically means complaining about who killed who during their turn. It's Bart's first ride with us today, and straight away he takes a wrong turn, and this is what it looks like on flybys. And we just make the catch now to the main group. Now let the fun and games begin. The first to get dropped are Joe and Ty, and here's the flyby confirmation just in case there was any doubt. And also confirmation that it was Mel's turn that put you guys out the back. And after this short turn, we lose Ho somewhere along the lines, but he is not on Strava, so I could not name and shame him on flybys. And this is a good opportunity to confirm the riders left, and we have Hui, who's just passed me. That's Bart. Next up is Antran. That's Pete. Tony. Next up, Mel. Second last wheel is Manuel. And that's young William. Which means we've lost Tech and also Thomas. Bart's just gone off the front, and I'm urging Arn to put in a bigger effort just to pull him back. This poor fella's always getting a hard time for me when he's at the front doing his turn. But having said that, he does put Wee under a little bit of pressure here, and he just manages to catch back up as the rotation happens. And Mills just completed a very strong turn, but a little bit too strong, and unfortunately shortly after she is unable to hang on. Young Will takes over Manuel, and at this point it is a game of survival and trying to hold on and hang on the best you can, and we see that because Will takes a very short turn. And moments later, Bart comes past and reminds me of my short turn. And it's short turns all around because Pete is followed quickly by Arn. And everyone is a little bit gassed at the moment because we normally take this light horse overpass quicker. And we've just passed the bubblers, and this is a good section just to sit up and catch your breath. This is the smelly chook house segment as Bart gives me an FU and flips me the bird. Such a gentleman. I'm going to leave the remainder of this video uncut. The group is together at this stage, and that's usually not the case, especially if we have someone like a Marcel or a Nick or Nico J or John Pham join us. We're usually chasing at this stage. Over the last couple of years we've had people come and go, and some use this as a regular weekly training session. Some of us do race, and this is a good opportunity midweek just to have at least one intense session. And let's face it, none of us will be professional, but you know, this is just a little bit of fun and games, and we really don't take ourselves too seriously. In either case, we love new riders who join us for the first time. And one such rider is Bart, who is about to come past me and sprint for the victory. The only problem is he's 4 kilometers too soon, Junior. Hehehe, sucked in. Of course, I didn't know it at the time, but I thought Bart was making his winning move, and as I slowly pull him back, I noticed that he sits up, and that's when I knew that he had gone too soon. Meanwhile, at the back, Wee is putting a massive turn in just to pull us back, and they catch us very shortly. There was a little bit of confusion tonight. I am on camera duty, so I wanted to catch the action but not affect it. So I sit up here and Tony comes around. Manuel comes straight past and we head into the start of the equestrian to the top segment. And here we go, 4 minutes of pain coming up. This sweeping right-hander is the start of the equestrian to the top segment, and usually this is where we try to smash each other. The group is together today, so there's a good opportunity for that to happen. Normally, you know, we hit this quite hard, but today it's a little bit slower than usual, and we end up doing this in around about 4 minutes and 8 seconds, and usually we're under 4 minutes if we're going at a quick pace. It's very tamed at the moment, and there's a lot of people watching. And as I say so, I notice that these two are in the back and they're just sitting on, and either they are gassed or they are very, very sneaky and saving a lot of energy at the back. And as I say so, Art has that silly little head shake that he does when he is under stress. So we're 2 kilometers out, and judging by the look on this guy's face and the grimace, The pain is real. Take 2. Bart goes for the victory, and he's thinking to himself, it's gotta be this one. But so at this point I'm waving Tony through, but he's a little bit confused and he gives me a come on. So I do a quick head count at this stage and I can't see Manuel, and I know that he's about to go soon, and there he is on the right hand side. And all those efforts have caught up to Bart, and he is the last to pop. And somehow Pete manages to catch up to us, and for whatever reason the guys behind just sit up slightly and we manage to get a little bit of a break heading into the final sprint. And I just get myself into position to catch the final action. With that, Manuel starts his sprint, and out of nowhere, Will comes from behind.
Well done, Will. Well done, buddy. so fucked up. I missed it. Oh, okay. 37, man.
But
I didn't know where the finish was.
I know, eh?
I attacked, I think, 2 hills too
Too early. 2 hills too early. You
I
won't have
was
the
like,
next
it's got to
time.
be one of these. I'm gonna go.
Love it. It's all fun and games. And until next time, thank you for watching.